So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's up YouTube, Darren himself War Games, bringing you not one, but two deck profiles for Blackluster Soldier. Now, obviously, the first one I would do is solely focused on Blackluster Chaos, their exact kind of playthrough. And then the second one is basically just a 20 card engine that turns it from a 40 card deck into a 60 card deck, which then relies more on the incantations to make the rituals more consistent, but then also fills the graveyard up as well. So it gives you the option to run it by 40 cards and 60 cards, depending on what kind of angle you want to go with. The main reason for this deck, or the main idea of this deck, is to be able to mill as much light and dark monsters into your graveyard as possible, which is why this then becomes a 60 card deck, because you want to be putting as much as you can into the graveyard to then flood out your Chaos Dragon, your Levenair Dragon, and of course your BS Envoy of the beginning. So, without further ado, I'm going to take you through the 40 card profile, then I'll show you the 20 card engine towards the end, and I'll explain as we go. So, of course, we've got triple Blackluster Super Soldier and double of the original Blackluster. And the reason we've got double in here of the original is if you wanted to play pre-prep, pre-prep can only search BLS and of course the ritual spell for it, which is the rare one, Super Soldier Ritual, because it says it lists Blackluster Soldier. It can also search out the Super Soldier Synthesis. But we're not relying too much on that. This is just for an additional vanilla monster that can then be treated with effects if you use the two Twilight Knights, or Beginning Knight and Twilight Knight, to push it further forward. It's also a very, very nice and easy trade-in target as well to push your plays further forward. Speaking of which, we do play triple Twilight and triple Beginning alongside triple Envoy of Chaos. Now again, this is just for your lights, your darks, your light, your dark, and then your additional dark on that one. To kind of get these engraved. It's quite ironic that the rituals are actually Earths, but that's quite funny. So light, apparently in Yu-Gi-Oh! Light and dark make Earth. But yeah, so you've got these, you're going to get these in the graveyard. You want these to be banished, which is why you consistently want to be able to play off your Chaos Dragon Levenair, your BLS, and of course your Chaos Emperor Dragon. So these are what are going to be banishing these to get their effects off. And because we do banish a hell of a lot, it is nice to have Burial from a Different Dimension back at 3. This is just I'll swap over to the spells in a minute, but this is just so you can see that you're going to be banishing all of these, and then you can use some of the effects, I believe, spin themselves back in. But with Burial from a Different Dimension, it allows you, so if as long as you've got, at the very least, like 3 lights and darks in the mixture, so let's say you've got, I don't know, one of each of those in the graveyard, let's say you banish all 3 of those for your Levenair Dragon, you play Burial from a Different Dimension, bring those back in, you then banish 1 light, 1 dark, and that then gives you your BLS. Not to mention that if you've used these or got these into the graveyard via ritual summon, you'll then have one of your ritual monsters with an additional attack or their additional effects off of the Beginning and Evening, and then Beginning and Evening then get additional effects off. They then search out your counterparts as well. So it does allow you to get a lot of kind of board presence and push your plays further forward, and Burial from a Different Dimension really, really helps that, especially when you're playing the Incantation engine, because they are lights and darks as well. So moving on to the spells, because we don't really worry about our extra, you can play Extravagance. Now the issue with Extravagance is it does clash with Trading. Now the reason we've got Trading in here is because all of our Chaos monsters are level 8s, and then on top of that you do have your Ritual monsters are also level 8s, which some of the Ritual spells do revive them from grave as well, so it does add a bit of consistency that way. It is up to you. If you don't have pots of Extravagance, you don't have to play them. It's more for the 60 card version, because you want to be able to deck thin and get your spells out without milling the spells, and then be able to mill your monsters. So again, it is a counterpart to give you a bit more draw power in this deck, and like I said, you don't rely on your extra deck as much. And then there's a very, very nice combo with the 60 card version, that if you did want to main Zaborg, I side it in, you can start sending lights and darks from your extra deck to the graveyard to fill that up as well, to increase your Chaos capacity. Triple Gateway to Chaos, this can easily be 2 gateways and a terraforming. This of course, you send a lot of monsters from your hand or field to the graveyard, you start putting tokens on this, and it adds a Blackluster Ritual Soldier, Blackluster Soldier, Ritual Monster, or Gaia the Fierce Knight from your deck to your hand. So again, it gives you a lot of searchability, and then you get to add any ritual spell. So when you're playing the 60 card version, you've got more ritual cards to search. You've then got your triple Super Soldier Synthesis, double Super Soldier Ritual, 1 card destruction because we want to get stuff in the grave. The 1 Monster Gate, again, a little bit more consistent in the 60 card version, but in the 40 card version it still does its job, because the idea is that you attribute off one of your lower level 4s, mill, fill up your graveyard with your lights and darks, and then of course have the ability to banish. You can also play the Chaos Dragons in this as well. There's a lot of possibilities with this. If you play the Chaos Dragons, you can then of course play around with the Guard Dragons. 1 Rhoda because all of your monsters, all of your lower ones are level 4 warriors, and the 1 Monster Reborn that once you've successfully summoned like a BLS or anything like that, you can bring that back and push your plays further forward. I'll do the extra deck first so we don't get too confused with the 20 card engine. So the extra deck is quite straightforward and simple. Triple Herald, double Ints, and 1 Omega. This is purely for your Zaborg combo, so that away gets you away 6, and then what you would do is you would choose 2 Darks from amongst the remaining cards to put into your graveyard as well. Omega then allows you, so you get 3 searches, you get double pops. Omega then lets you put Omega and Herald back in. It still leaves you with 4 lights there, and then 2 more Darks in graveyard as well. So even if you just did, even on top of that, if you do the Zaborg combo, you've got 2 incantations on board. You get rid of those, you've then got Zaborg. Zaborg is then in graveyard, and you haven't used your normal summon. And you get your 3 searches off your Heralds, so it's very, very consistent. Plus, Zaborg is a level 8, so it also works with trading as well. And it's getting a reprint, so it's not going to be crazy expensive. For the XYZs, we just use a standard lineup of rank 8s. So, Zombie Stein, because it is a dark, Felgrand, Ozzy, Heretic, Galaxy Eyes Cypher, and Galaxy Eyes Full Armor. Again, you do not need to worry about your extra deck. It's very, very rare that you rely on any of these cards in that sense. So don't worry too much about that. The main card you'll probably go into will be Phoenix to deal with any troublesome back row, Unicorn to deal with back row, again it's a dark as well, and then you've got your Borreload and your Boral Sword. If you wanted to up the, like I said, the consistency of this as well, if you wanted to, you do have the option to go into Brains on Dead. There's an extra card as well. So with your options on this one, any of these rank 8s can be taken out. These are just a couple of options you can use. So obviously there is 16 extra deck cards in front of you right now. So basically whatever of these you don't like, I would advise keeping the Dark Zombie Stein just so you've got a little bit extra fodder. Ozzy is a nice little spinner, and then you've got the Galaxy Eyes combo, so you can easily take out one of these 3 right here. Felgrand just because it's Felgrand. And then it's down to you whether you like the Heretic or whether you like the Ozzy as well to kind of play around with. So whichever ones of those you want to play around with, by all means take it out, and then that puts you onto your legal 15 card extra deck. Like I said, you just want to have the ability to Zaborg as easily and as comfortably as you possibly can. So the 20 card engine that can help extend your plays is triple Incantation, Chally Slime, triple Candle, so dark, light, triple Talismander, again dark, double Pencil Vesta, I call it Pencil Vesta, and double Book, again more lights and darks, and these of course add up to your level 8s. Another little tech that you can play in is the Serrathus, because not only can you bring it off of the Incantation Inception, which is incredibly powerful because it can also bring out your BLSs as well. It then, again, with the incantations, it brings you more tribute fodder onto the board. You just need to be able to get rid of them as easily as you can. So taking in like a Dark Hole if you really, really wanted to, but 9 times out of 10 you want to be ritual summoning, getting rid of these guys, and then pushing your plays further forward. On top of that, you've then got triple preparations of rights. Preparations of rights. Again, because you would search out, you can bring back any of your ritual spells from the graveyard, and then you search out either your Serrathus or your Incantation, and then of course you use the Incantation effect to extend you even further. So that is just a mini 20 card engine that you could put into the deck if you wanted to. Turn it up to a 60 card deck. It doesn't really hurt the consistency that much because the Incantations do a lot of deck thinning for you. So before you know it, you'll actually be down to what you need. And then of course the Chally Slime again helps you fill up your graveyard for your light and darks, and that's really what this deck is all about, is using and abusing the Blackluster engine to put lights and darks into your graveyard to then, you know, summon out and flood your board with chaos monsters, because they aren't hard once per turns to summon them. So ending your board with like 11 ear dragons, and all the other cards is very, very good as well. You can go for a dragon route on this deck as well. You play like Dragon Shrine, Foolish Burial, and you play the Guard Dragons in the extra deck. But again, that takes it away from being a BLS, which is why you've got two versions here. You've got the 40 card BLS, and then you've got the 60 card kind of like Incantation or BLS Incantation ritual deck to push your plays further forward that way. Anyway, I hope this helps. I hope this gives you a couple of ideas on your own build. There is a lot of versatility with this deck. It is very, very fun to play around with and can give you a lot of creative plays as well. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. What's up, YouTube? Dad here from YUGIOH. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always guys, happy dueling.